Hello, we're into day 3, and I promised you some information on how to deal with teenagers being at home. Now, before I dig into those strategies, because there's quite a few of them, I want you to remember what it was like to be a teenager. Okay, the importance of what was going on in that teenager's life is so relevant to how you deal with them because teenagers are adults in training. They are training to step up into adulthood, and it's our job to lead, to actually help them out with that process. Also, as being a teenager, you've got to remember that the whole point of being a teenager is to move away from the family group, to move away, establish connections and friendships outside of the family group, and to find your own feet. And with this isolation, they have been thrust back into the family circle. They've lost losing contact and day-to-day interactions with their peers and their friends, and they're thrust back at home with mum and dad. There is nothing worse for a teenager to be sharing their life with two oldies at home. So please be patient with that aspect. That patience and that calmness from you is going to be paramount in helping you deal with your teenager. So let's tuck into some of those strategies. The first one, really easy, organization. Help them out to get organized for schoolwork. Help them get organized in all the things they need to take care of so they can continue their education or whatever it is they are currently doing in their lives. That organization sets them up beautifully. Makes life easier for you too, but it is their responsibility. Help them out with it though. Encourage them to do social interaction with their peers. They need it. They need it. Well, now, whether you use, I mean, we can't go out, so they're going to be pretty savvy on what devices to use. You're going to have to relax your rules about screen time. They don't apply right now. So get rid of the rules around screen time, be a lot more flexible, and let them contact and be in touch with their mates. And that can be from Instagram through to Discord. It could be through gaming, whatever way they need to. Allow them to continue that contact and just reduce the effects of the isolation. Boredom. Your teenagers' boredom is not your responsibility. And I said that yesterday when it came to kids. Their boredom's not your responsibility. If they come to you and they're complaining, they're bored, give them some work to do, because learning to do chores around the house are all skills adult needs. So you can get them vacuuming, you can get them washing the dishes, you can get them mowing the lawn. They're going to need to do it for themselves one day eventually, so they might as well learn with you. So, and I've really found that getting them to do chores soon sorts out that boredom pretty quick. They don't complain so much after that. Dealing with the behavior. Now, you're going to get teenagers that are getting a bit stroppy. My best suggestion there is when they're really calm and mellow, which may not be right this minute, but when they're calm and mellow, sit them down and actually say to them, when your frontal lobe shuts out and you end up going into stroppy teenage mode, what do you need me to do? What do you need? And they will actually tell you. The first couple of times you'll get an I don't know, but work through it because they do know. And they give you the strategies that they need for when they're in that place. Now, I have 2 strategies, one for one of my daughters and one for the other, and they both work. And they gave it to me. So there's no guesswork involved. I've got an idea of what they need, and it's all clear cut. Talk with them. Now, this is really important. This is probably the most important. Now, do not talk to them or at them. Okay? Talk with them. You are training them to be adults. Right now, a lot of your communications are being parent to child. What you need to do is start establishing adult to adult relationships with your teen. And that means sitting down and actively understanding what's going on for them, expressing your opinions and concerns, but not telling them what to do. You're sharing advice now. They need to start learning and making those decisions for themselves, and you're the best person to help them do that. So talk with them. Have adult to adult conversations and start establishing that connection, because beyond this isolation period, that's going to do wonders for your relationship with your child. Get them to cook. Yes, you may end up with burnt beans on toast for the first few nights, but 1 or 2 nights a week, get them to cook, because they are going to be leaving home soon. And when they do, they are going to have to know how to prepare their own meals. My eldest daughter has recently started university, and the whole concept of cooking her own meals, although she knows how to cook, she's now realizing how much mum did for her. So it's kind of nice to get that through to them, but getting them to cook sets them up for really valuable skills for when they leave the home in a few years' time. What else have I got for you? I've got a whole list here, so I'm going through them. I think I've gone through most things. If you've got any strategies, how's that? I'm going to pass it over to you. If you've got any strategies that you're using with your teenager that are working, that are really helping you out, or if there's anything you're finding particularly difficult with your teenager, jot it down and we'll take a look at it, because I'm sure this will not be the only videos or the only video that I do on dealing with teenagers, let alone kids at home. I'm sure we've got more hurdles to come across. So as you come across them, let me know and we'll start using them as part of this video series. It helps me, it helps you. Until tomorrow, all the best. Stay home, stay safe.